To watch what happened previously, click here. I wake up washed on some beach in the middle of nowhere. How did I even get here? Am I dreaming? The last thing I remember is me falling into an endless void in the void seas. I remember that I suddenly got a really bad headache, everything around me slowly turned black, and the next thing is me laying right here. There is a legend that the void seas sometimes choose who to save and who to let suffer, but I never really believed it. There is a house nearby which gave me an instant answer as to where I was. I was home. I ran to the house, opened the door, but there was nobody inside. I was expecting my mother and father to be sitting by the fire, but it was all empty. What could have happened, I thought to myself. Then I remembered that my father borrowed some money from a nearby gang leader, and I started to fear for the worst. I know the location of his gang hideout, but isn't it too late? Could they still be alive? I had no idea how long I wasn't home. The whole Void Seas debacle took a toll on my mind. But there's no time for thinking about this. I have to try and save them. I grabbed some weapons that my father had hidden and headed straight for the camp. The way there is treacherous, and I was still thinking about my main mission that I had to complete in Citadel with Josiah and Frank. Oh, how I miss those guys. I hope the rest of the crew took care of them and will meet once I get to Citadel. But now I have a bigger issue. Save my family. I wanted to go from the top because the side entrance is heavily guarded. I got inside and started looking around for my parents. I've spotted my mother instantly. She was being used as a cook for the camp, but then I saw my father. He was pinned to a concrete pillar with multiple flaming swords. There was no way of saving him anymore. I slowly jumped all the way down into the darkness and snuck my way to where my mother was. We hugged once we met, and I told her how I'll get her out of there. It was pretty simple. I grabbed her and used my grappling hook to get us out. Then I just used a wheel to slide us to safety. I really wanted to head for my main mission now, but the thought of my mother not being safe with the gang being so close was crushing. So I got her home, locked the doors, and went back to get some revenge and get my father out of there. This time I used the rope to get quickly up the mountain, and then I swung around to the side entrance. I dealt with the two guards fairly quickly, but then I just jumped down into action. I was going through the mercenaries pretty quickly, maybe too quickly I thought. And what was wrong with a few of them not reacting to the fight at all? This all seemed like a setup. I fought through all of them like it was nothing. But then I looked at the wall and saw the etchings. They look really familiar. My mother is a powerful mage and I saw her use these etchings. It would all make sense. She wasn't harmed. This whole place seems to be filled with some sort of magic, and I turned around and she was standing right in front of me. How did she get here? Why isn't she saying anything? Has she gone insane? I backed up while she followed, and then I turned to my father's dead body. It wasn't there anymore. I grabbed the two flaming swords, looked around, and my mother started to attack me. She was very powerful, but I managed to take her down. Then the reality set in, and as I was mourning the loss, she vanished and spawned right behind me to attack me once more. She might have been strong, but she taught me all she knew about magic. And you know how they say, and the student surpassed the master. Once it was done, I dropped her body into a pit and headed back home. Once I entered my house, my father was there. We hugged right away and he told me that everything is going to be okay and that he was grateful that I saved his life. After some time catching up, I headed to the port and planned how I'll get to Citadel. I thanked the Void Seas once more for saving my life and putting me here to save my father. And now we head to Citadel. I hope you guys enjoyed this continuation of the story videos I started making. Please let me know how you enjoyed this episode below. Subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next one.